Thank you for joining me on the journey. This is Completed Christianity. So welcome back. Another episode of Being Complete. And today is first day sun worship. And sun worship, this is all around us. It's worship of the enemy, worship of the devil. And this is how the enemy steals worship from the Father. So, as we look at this, back on here, this particular stone that is highlighted here, this is a keystone or capstone. Capstone or keystone of an arch. This is from ancient architecture to hold together a doorway, a window, something like that. So, this particular architectural device here, we're going to find out some interesting things about it. So let's jump over here, and like right here we have the highlighted point here saying it's a keystone. And as we move along here, the highlighted point says it's a capstone. Capstone experiences highlighted the keystone capstone. So on this is a writing of Manly P. Hall, and he's a Masonic writer. It says the Mason believes the great architect, the living keystone of creation's plan, the master of all lodges, without whose spirit there is no work. So this great architect, he says, is the living keystone. So here on encyclopedia.com, there are those that claim that the Freemasons constitute a powerful secret brotherhood of darkness that is planning to take over the world. According to some scholars of the occult, the Mason's supreme architect of the universe is none other than Lucifer, who cloaks himself in Masonic literature under such names as Zoroaster, Shiva, Abaddon, and other pagan god disguises. So in most cases, these are sun deities. So this is how Lucifer comes in this sun worship, which man has been drawn to throughout the millennia. So here on this 1984 NIV changes Messiah from cornerstone to capstone. So it says here from this source that New Age Luciferians call Satan the capstone. One of the most popular New Age Bible versions of the 20th century, the New International Version, so notice they call it a New Age Bible version, calls Messiah the capstone in Matthew 21:42 of the 1984 NIV. The change doesn't appear in the updated 2011. Evidently, it was too obvious that Lucifer's Bible butchers were corrupting the Bible, so they backed off. This is exactly what happened with today's New International Version in 2002, which was so gender neutral that many churches rejected it, so again they backed off. Instead, Biblica got smart, evil smart, and decided to simply update the NIV ever so often without announcing a new translation. So now they're quietly changing the scripture and no one notices it. When the churches go to order Bibles, they just ask for the popular NIV, not realizing that it's been changed and changed and changed. In fact, the 2011 NIV has been changed almost 40% as compared to the 84. And the enemy's behind it all. So here, you have these three comparisons here. The King James, where it says the stone which the builders rejected has become the head of the corner or chief cornerstone. Matthew 21:42. This stone the builders rejected has become the capstone. This is the 1984 NIV, like it was talking about. It says capstone. But in 2011, they backed off of that, has become the cornerstone. So here in this, you know, you have this manipulation going on. Now here on Christianity.com, they quote the verse here from Psalm 118. This stone which the builders rejected has become the capstone. But like up here in their title, they say cornerstone. And all throughout the article, they say cornerstone, cornerstone. But they quote it as capstone. So they're playing into this agenda and being deceptive with it. So when you search capstone in the KJV, you don't get anything, no results. But it says there's one in the New King James and two in the NIV and in these others. So when you go over here to the NIV references, you get these two where it mentions capstone in these verses, and so they're slipping it in here in other places. So they removed it in the NIV in a popular place, but they slip it in here in a less popular place, and likely these verses also have messianic connotations to them. So they're trying to slip this in underneath the radar. And so here you have the keystone and cornerstone, cornerstone, keystone, capstone. But the cornerstone, it's on the bottom. The keystone's on the top. The cornerstone is low. The keystone is high. So here in this verse says, how you have fallen from the heavens, Isaiah 14:12. How you've fallen from the heavens, O Hillel, or Lucifer, as it says in the King James, son of the morning. You have been cut down to the ground, who laid low the nations. So look at this. He wants to lay low the nations. Lay low the nations. But he's above the, everything else is beneath him. The cornerstone is below, everything else is above him. So you lay low the nations, for you said in your heart, let me go up to the heavens. Let me raise my throne above the stars, and let me sit in the mount of appointment on the sides of the north. North is up, 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 up. Let me go above the clouds. Let me be like the Most High. So he wants to be raised up. He wants to be exalted, which is what we have here. The keystone is raised up. It's lifted up. It's high and lifted up. That's where the enemy wants to be. But Messiah is this cornerstone. Everything, he's holding everything up. The enemy wants everything to hold him up. So this particular site here, the YIG, it's in research for this video. This site was taken down, but I was able to pull it back on the Wayback Machine here. And so in this, it talks about the QAnon post, which I never followed any of that. And so it says that the keystone appears in the following GitHub QAnon posts. And these are the GitHub numbers. So when they talk about this, they say the QAnon posts say, what is a keystone? A keystone. And then find the keystone. What is the keystone? So what is a keystone? What is the keystone? So what is a keystone? Find the keystone. What is the keystone? Find the keystone. And then it says apply the keystone with a capital K. Just like when you see in the scripture, or you write and you're talking about the Father or Messiah and you say he and you capitalize it. Keystone capitalized. It's pointing to something. And then it says there's an evolution in this sequence. The first Q post, what is, find the keystone together, then asks what is the keystone in 4 different times in 4 different contexts, and then Q instructs find the keystone in 2 different contexts, and finally instructs apply the keystone with a capital K. And so one commenter on this particular post, this commenter, they say, what would be the world's keystone? The answer is Satan. Satan is the world's keystone, because it says in the scripture that Satan, that he is the god of this world. He is the god of this world. So then, in all around you, you see these keystones. You see them in our modern architecture, and these are just faux keystones. There's no function. It's just a decoration. It's not even a good decoration. And in other houses and things like this next one, it's actually an unsightly decoration, because there's so many of these things, and why is it there? There's no function. It's just placed in your face. So again here, posted basically over every window and door on this house. And then you'll also see them on churches and even like government buildings and strip malls. You'll see them all over the place. And next time when you go drive down the road, just look at all the buildings. You'll see these things everywhere, no matter where you're at. And like this is a Baptist church. And notice also the Roman architecture. So if it's supposed to be a Baptist Protestant church, why the Roman architecture? Why all these keystones? There's no point to it. And so here, this one, I believe this was a Methodist church. You got these keystones here, and then also you have this representation here of all the keystones pointing in. And so this is a sun worship symbol and references the zodiac, and you also have it here. So with these, Satan, who is the god of this world, has blinded the minds of those who do not believe. And so right here in your face, you have this agenda everywhere. You have this agenda because Satan is the god of this world and blinds the minds of this world. Psalm 89:34, my covenant I will not break nor alter the word that has gone out of my lips. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. Comment down below. Comments of opposition are welcome. Just don't say anything dumb like we're not under the law. We're under grace because you've been taught to use that verse outside of the bounds of its intended context. Subscribe now. Smash that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you get notifications of all future videos.